Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number one, or maybe I should say numero uno, of Atletico Madrid career mode. As you can see, we're setting it up in the background. Not going to use the 60% transfer budget increase, not only because we already have a decent starting budget, but on the second side, I'm actually disabling the opening transfer window to try and keep things as realistic as possible with regards to transfers, etc., so that hopefully we won't have some silly transfers like you get Rooney move to Madrid and Modric go from Madrid to Man City, etc. And Aguero always moves in the opening transfer window. So hopefully, if we disable that opening transfer window, we've got a strong squad at Atletico Madrid. Fingers crossed we'll be able to cope until January, and that will perhaps nullify some of the silly moves during silly season at the beginning of any career mode, and we should be able to compete quite comfortably with the depth of squad that we have at Atleti. This will be coming to you in the second slot where all of the Ultimate Team content was previously coming to you. Of course, we're now going career mode only on the channel, so this will fill in that UT/other spot. I'll have changed the schedule that you'll find in the description or on the About tab of the channel page. You'll have the Chelsea one, which is in the career mode 1 slot, and then this Atletico Madrid series will be in the career mode 2 slot. So as you can see, just having a quick look at the squad, there are quite a few players that I will eventually try and move on, and actually there are a large portion of players that are out on loan this year, as you'll be able to see in a second as I just flick the thing round. We've got almost a full screen there of players that are out on loan, a lot of which are youngsters, some of which will come back into the squad and I will genuinely use, most notably Oliver Torres there, as you can see, a left winger, although I'll probably use him in a central role. He's 19, age 74. 19, age 74. He's rated 74, age 19, and one of the highest prospects coming out of Spain, actually. But again, as you can see, confirmation that we've not got the opening transfer window. We'll have one friendly in today's episode just to kind of give us a kickstart, and then we'll have the two friendlies in Wednesday's episode. Friday, we'll have the two Super Cup games against Real Madrid, and then at the weekend, we'll be back up to the normal 3 games per episode, because of course there's no transfer window for us to bulk out episodes with transfer news. So as you can see, our expectations for the season, they want us to get to the semi-final of the Domestic Cup, and league-wise, despite winning La Liga last year, the board would only like us to reach the Champions League this year, or at least qualify for the Champions League, which should be not easy, but very much attainable, to say the least. Unfortunately, Mario Mandzukic is out for a little bit at the beginning of the year, but that shouldn't be any sort of issue, really. We've got enough players in the squad to be able to cope with that, and when it comes to the Champions League, all they want us to do is get out of the group, which should be okay, although we do have quite a tough group with Roma, Sporting Lisbon, and another team that escapes me. But it is a tough group, perhaps the group of death. But as you can see, this is the starting lineup we're going into Aston Villa, the Aston Villa friendly with. It is very, very strong. Obviously, in full games or when Mandzukic is back from injury, he'll start up top. But we've got Carlos Moya in goal, decent goalkeeper coming. Obviously, we don't have Courtois anymore because he was on loan. Then the back line, rather unsurprisingly, is Juanfran, Godin, Miranda, and then I've got Ansaldi at left back to start off with. Obviously, Felipe Luis has also gone to Chelsea, so the rotation of left backs we have are Ansaldi and Sequeira, because Emiliano Insua is out on loan currently this year, although he will be involved in the first team lineup when he comes back, because on the other side of that, Ansaldi this year is on loan to us, so when he goes back, we'll have Insua to fill that void. In the holding mid spots, I'm playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, so in the holding mid spots I've got Mario Suarez and Gabi, of course, very, very good player to sit in that holding role, and then across the middle of the 3 players sat behind the main striker, who in this instance is Jimenez. I've got Cherchi on the right, Antoine Griezmann on the left, and of course Koke in the middle. We do have quite a few players that we can use in those midfield slots. Of course, you've got Arda Turan on the bench as well as the players like Raul Garcia, etc., who can come in and fill those roles. We should be quite comfortable when it comes to competing in the league and in the Spanish Cup. The Champions League will be the real test, but we came close to going 1-0 up there. As you can see, the ball squirmed underneath the goalkeeper. Fortunately for them, they had a defender running back to clear it off the line. We weren't quite able to get ourselves in front, but I made a couple of changes in the game, brought on Raul Garcia and Arda Turan, in fact, into the game. And Raul Garcia is going to go close. They'd only been on the pitch a couple of minutes and very, very close to getting us an opening goal in this game. Griezmann with the initial shot of Griezmann, apparently. In the commentary in game, they said that he's now pronounced Griezmann, or he would like the Spanish pronunciation of his name. So I'll probably call him both Griezmann and Griezmann, knowing me, throughout the course of this series. But having a shot here with Raul Garcia, good power on it, and unfortunately for them, the goalkeeper can't keep hold of it, and the man follows up. I think it's Arda Turan, pops the ball into the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead in the 88th minute. It was a good game, actually, against Aston Villa, a good test of the first team's capabilities, because obviously Aston Villa aren't the best side in the Premier League, but they're by no means the worst. They do have a very, very good side, and we were dominant in this one, just couldn't quite find my shooting boots. But of course, Jimenez isn't my starting striker. Mario Mandzukic would be perhaps more deadly in front of goal, and as you'll see in this highlight, I was perhaps a little bit wasteful while still getting used to some of the players that I have in the squad. Arda Turan has the whole half to himself. Ron Vlaar is chasing back to try and get there. Can't get there, but I perhaps should have tried to tuck that underneath the goalkeeper into the near post rather than trying to drag it across into the far. He missed it. Nevertheless, we were able to get a 1-0 win. So we've got a couple of friendlies left in for Wednesday's episode. Of course, like I say, this is coming to you in the CM2 slot in the schedule you'll find in the description down below. So we'll play Sunderland and RC Lens in Wednesday's episode. Then Friday we'll have the 2 Super Cup games against Real Madrid. And unfortunately for us, we'll then play Real Madrid again in the first game of the actual season, followed by 2 easier games against Rayo Vallecano and an Eibar. Hopefully we'll be able to get 6 points from those, and potentially something from that opening Madrid game as well. It's going to be a difficult season, of course. Other teams in the league have strengthened. Valencia have brought in Rodrigo from Benfica. Athletic Bilbao are always a tough test in La Liga, and then obviously you've got the 2 giant powerhouses of Barcelona, who now have Luis Suarez, although he won't be available until October, and Real Madrid are Real Madrid with Benzema, Bale, Ronaldo, James, Toni Kroos, Sergio Ramos. It's just ridiculous the amount of players they have, but hopefully our squad will be okay. It should be, and of course the squads will remain unchanged until January, although I will be looking to spend some money in January, but I will know more in more detail closer to the time whereabouts in the side we're looking to improve. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, of course, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, then as well, feel free to hit that sub button as well, so that you don't miss out on any career mode stuff here on Chesnoid Gaming. There's this series, a Chelsea career mode series, and a My Player series as well. The Chelsea and the My Player will be back tomorrow. 2 videos a day now, every day from me for the foreseeable future. We're back to 2 uploads now that we've sorted out what this secondary slot will be on the channel. Chelsea career mode series going from strength to strength. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this series. This was the highest team on the votes that we did over the weekend. Over 4,000 votes on that as well, so huge thanks to you for all of the support with that. Of course, like you can see on screen with all of the links, feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. All links to those will be in the description down below. That's going to bring this episode to a close, guys. A little bit shorter than the normal ones. They will be up and around about the 10 to 12 minute mark from here on out, but we'll keep this one a little bit shorter as an introductory episode. Hope you've enjoyed. Leave me some feedback down in the comment section down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, sub if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.